G'day folks, Wren here, and this is the second Orilium vlog. So I realised when I was editing the first vlog that I didn't actually tell you some of the books that I have read. So let's do that here, and then we can talk about what books I have left to read. If you didn't see, this is my journal pages for Orilium. I'm doing my apprentice level of Beastmaster and my novice level of Wild Form Druid. Now, at the end of last week, spoiler, I got halfway in like both of them. So I did really well actually. So for Beastmaster, for elemental studies, I had to read a book with Earth in the title, and for that I read Journey to the Center of the Earth, and I gave that 2 stars. Wasn't a fan. Then for animal studies, I needed Pet Pick, and Chopper lovingly chose Garlic and the Vampire. 5 stars. This was amazing. One of my favorite books of the month so far. This is definitely going to be on my I don't know, top 20 of the year. It's so good, so cute. I want to reread it already. Then again, for animal studies, I also need a debut book, and for that, this week, I'm going to read Sorry Bro, which is actually the Queer or Not pick for August. So if you don't know what Queer or Not is, that is a book club that I run, and this will be our 3rd month running. And if you want to join Queer or Not, all of the information is always in the description of my videos. Then for Alchemy, I have to read the first in a series. For that, I'll be reading Fire Force Volume 1. This is a omnibus of the first 3, at least the first 15 chapters. So that's a lot, but I'm really looking forward to reading this because this is written and drawn by Atsushi Okubo, who is the mangaka of Soul Eater, which is my favorite manga of all time. So I'm really looking forward to this. The only reason I haven't read it already is because I'm scared I'm gonna become obsessed. And I don't have time for a new obsession in my life right now. But this needs to happen this week. So I guess hello new obsession. Even just flipping through it, just the art style. Gosh, I'm so hyped. Then for restoration, we have 3 prompts. So the first one is to start a book before bed, and for that I have just picked up last night Hovercar Racer. I picked this up within I think I only read 2 chapters of it last night, because I was I keep forgetting these prompts where it's start a book before bed, so I need to start them. So I started Hovercar Racer last night. It's okay. I mean, I've only read 2 chapters, so there's not really much I can say. It should be entertaining enough. I am intrigued about the autism rep in it, because so far our main character's little brother is borderline autistic, which is what they wrote in the book. He's a genius. He has selective mutism, and that's kind of all we've gotten so far. So I'm interested to see how the representation goes throughout the rest of the book. I just hope it's not awful, but we'll see. Then the next one for restoration was to read a book in a different spot every time you pick it up. And for that, I had Solutions and Other Problems. I have DNF'd this. And I'm really sorry, Mel, because I know you recommended it to me. I think I'm just not getting it, because I got 250 pages into this, and I think that was about halfway. Yeah, that's halfway. It was just, it's trying so hard to be funny all the time, and I'm what is the point? I'm not sure there is one. There was a few little oh, that is really interesting, because they were really emotional parts of the story, and I was oh yeah, cool, I want to know more about that. But then in the next chapter it was something completely frivolous, and I was cool. I don't know the rules about DNFs in Orilium, but if I can't use this, even though I DNF'd it, I will use Cinderella, which is a black trans retelling of Cinderella, which I loved, and I read this while I was cleaning, so I was moving all over the house, so that'll count for that if I can't count solutions and other problems. But Cinderella, I gave like 4.5 stars. Absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. I highly recommend reading this because I don't like Cinderella retellings. They're my least favorite. I kind of hate them. I either DNF them or I give them like 1 or 2 stars. Loved this so much. So much. Then the last one for Restoration, which is also the last one for Beastmaster, is a random letter generator. And for that I read Finder, Volume 1. This is a explicit manga, and I gave this 4 stars. Thank you so much to Tracy for buying this for me. Much appreciated. It was a really good time. No one in this world knows what consent is. But strangely enough, I had a good time reading it. I don't know what that is, but I like it in a similar way that I like Killing Stalking. It's not morally good, but it was entertaining. All I have to read is Sorry Bro, Hovercar Racer, and Fire Force. That's not bad. Okay, now Wild Form Druid. Where am I up to with that? Animal Studies. The first prompt is Pet Pick, which Chopper kindly picked out Ex-Yakuza and Stray Kitten Volume 2. I read this the other day. Oh my god. It's so cute. 5 stars. I love it. This is very quickly becoming my new favorite manga series ever because it's so cute. It's just kitty. I love cat manga so much. But yeah, I read this 5 stars. It was amazing. Then next up for Animal Studies, I need a debut book again. So for that, I'm going to read Happy Head. This is a book that Max has lent me, and it's very yellow. It is queer, which is awesome. I don't really know too much about it. I think it has something to do with drugs. Max really enjoyed it, and he thinks I would like it, so I'm gonna give it a go. Then the last prompt for Animal Studies is to read a book in 2 days. And for that, I read Custodians, which is the second in Wheeler the Curry Warrior series. I read this during Meredith's 48-hour readathon earlier in the month, and it was so much fun. I had such a great time doing that readathon. It was really awesome. And this got 5 stars. Because of course it did. It was amazing. I love this series. The first one got 5 stars. This one is getting 5 stars. I really, really want to know when the 3rd book is coming out because I want it now. And then we have Art of Illusion. And the first prompt for that was to read a book without touching the ground. So I read Oh, the Places You'll Go. And this got 5 stars. It was really good. It was very short. And then the next one for Art of Illusion was an audiobook. And for this, I read A Prayer for the Crown Shy. Oh my gosh. It was so good. It's a 5 star. I gave the first one 5 star. I gave this one 5 star. It's so good. I want to own them immediately and I want to reread them right now. They're so good. I highly recommend, if you haven't read them, read them. They're good. Then for Astronomy, the prompt was the title of the last song you listened to has to have one of those words in the title of your book. So I did this whole process in the last vlog, but the last song I had listened to was Vicious Love by Newfound Glory, and the book that I picked for that was Book Lover, and this got 3 stars from me. It was kind of the weakest one that I've read in the Vino and Veritas series. I still had a good enough time, I just wanted more from it, but that completed Astronomy for me. And then for Restoration, the first prompt is to start a book before bed, and for that I picked End Papers. I haven't started this one yet, so I will need to make that a priority in this vlog to pick that up at some point. Then to read a book in a different place each time you pick it up, I read Mermaid, which is obviously the Little Mermaid retelling. I did read this. I read this as I was cleaning the kitchen, and this got 3 stars. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. I think it needed to be longer to really flesh out the story. It didn't work in a short story format, but it was a good time, so it got 3 stars. Then the last one for Restoration was a random letter generator. So for that I got a H, and the book I am reading for that is Hideout. I am so excited to start Hideout. It is the 3rd book in the Timothy Blake series, one of my favorite series, because it's just messed up in the best way, and ooh, I want to read Hideout so bad. So that is definitely like top priority to get done as soon as possible because it's so good. I want to read it right now. I really could, but I'm doing other things. Then the last class for Wild Form Druid is shapeshifting. So the first prompt for that is vampires. So I'm going to be reading Vampire Blood Drive. This is a sapphic manga about vampires. It's also supposed to be a little bit explicit, I think. I'm really looking forward to this. It's queer, it's vampires, it's a comic. Did I say manga earlier? It's not a manga. It's a graphic novel. Then the next prompt is random color generator, and for that I got green. So I'll read the last story in this collection, which is Beauty's Beast. So a black trans retelling of Beauty and the Beast, which is my favorite like Disney movie from like childhood. So we'll see how the retelling goes. But I'm pretty keen to read these because I don't know, I've had such different opinions of the first two. Let's see what the third one has to offer. And then the last prompt for shapeshifting, which is the last prompt for Wild Form Druid, is to read a book with a chair on the cover. And for this, I read And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I did a whole separate dedicated vlog to this because I thought I was going to cry and I didn't. So that was a little bit upsetting. And honestly, thinking back on it, it probably should be like a 3-star because I wanted to love it. I wanted to cry. I wanted to have emotions like everyone else and I didn't. So that kind of sucks. But so that is all for Wild Form Druid. So I have Happy Head, End Papers, Hideout, Vampire Blood Drive, and Beauty's Beast to read. So 5 books there, 3 books from Beastmaster. It's a lot, but I still have 15 days to read them all. So I think I'm doing pretty well. I do want to mention I was going to try and go for my dragon riding license. So I did read 1 dragon book, which is Dragonvine, a How to Train Your Dragon comic. Finished that, super easy. So I just need 1 more dragon book to read and then I have to watch something with dragons. I want to find something that's really short that I can read that has dragons in it. Okay, hello. It has been several days. Several days since I updated. Today is I was gonna say the 87th, but that's how much battery my phone has. I'm doing great, really. Oh my god. What is the date? Today's the 19th. Have I done much? Kind of, but also not really. Recently, things have been stressful. Demolition has started for my house. If you're new here or you don't know, I am currently building a flat in my parents' backyard where I can go live because I am my dad's carer, so I need to be with him near constantly. Doing that from this bedroom is not good for like my well-being. So if I want to take care of him, I need some distance, but I can't have too much distance. So the compromise was I get to build in my parents' backyard. Super awesome. Very thankful that they are letting me do this. It's awesome. Demolition has officially started. It started 3 days ago and I greatly underestimated how much it would affect me. So the first day that it started, Max came over and at the end of the day he was like, my dude, you nearly went into like autistic shutdown today, like are you okay? And I was like, oh, that's what that was. Because it was just so much. There was so much noise, there were so many people around. I had to keep taking care of my dad and he wanted to keep interrupting the workers or digging through things that they found in our sheds to be like, oh, maybe I do want that. And I'm like, no, you went through those 4 weeks ago and you decided that you didn't want anything in there. And he's like, oh, but like this has memories. And I'm like, I know, but you already said you didn't want them. And so I had to keep like hovering around him for a while, and then just the noise. So much noise, and then I was just done. I really couldn't do much for the rest of the day. Max was just absolutely amazing that day. He took care of me so well, and I am forever grateful to have a friend like him. Everyone needs a Max in their life, and I'm very grateful that I get my Max. And then the next day, which was yesterday, still bad, but not as bad. I think because Max helped me through it the first day, I was like, okay, I can take care of myself the next day. So like, there was still a lot of noise because all of the jackhammering was happening yesterday to get up all of the concrete that used to be there, and so much noise. Oh my god. I even did some stuff yesterday, so like I was pretty pleased with that. Today, work is still happening. I'm feeling the best that I've been feeling in a while, so I thought I should probably update this vlog. Also, do you like my shirt? It's Sebastian from Black Butler, and he has a kitty, and this is the best. I ordered it way too large. It is huge, but I gotta tell you, I'm loving it. I love the largeness of it because it just makes me feel so like safe and cozy and relaxed, and that's what I need right now. So if the rest of this vlog you just see me in this, it's probably several different days, but I'm just going to be wearing this forever now. But things have been happening. So book-wise, for Orilium, yesterday I finished Vampire Blood Drive by Mira Ong Chua, but this is a sapphic vampire graphic novel. It's also indie published. It's a bit steamy. There are definitely some steamy moments, and it has a butch lesbian, and it's just very good moments of this. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I think it was definitely cute, and the steamy scenes were good when they happened. Everyone just seems to be kind of horny in this. I do kind of wish there was more. I wish there was more plot, and I wish there was more characterization. I wish there was more development in the relationship. But the basic premise of this was that Bunny, her name is Bunny, the human, she goes to this new like university, and she volunteers for the blood drive there, and then when she gets there, she makes fun of the nurses. She was like, oh my gosh, why are the nurses wearing like vampire outfits? That's so funny. And then her friend next to her is like, well, no, they are vampires. And she tries to like laugh it off. But her friend's like, no, they're vampires. This is what we do here. Like, we donate our blood for the local vampire community so they can drink in a healthy and safe manner. But she ends up meeting Velvet, who is the vampire. Velvet has a specific blood allergy, like where she can only drink type AB blood and none others. And Bunny just so happens to have AB blood. Like, there's a lot of cute stuff between them. There's a lot of like chemistry between them too, and it's all good, but I just wanted more. It's just, oh my god, everyone wants to bang Velvet. I have also been reading Hovercar Racer. I think I've got an hour and a half left on the audio maybe. So I want to try and get that finished today. This is very good. I can see why Max likes this so much. He's a car guy and he's a racer guy, so it makes sense why he enjoys this book. I'm not a car person, and it kind of breaks his soul every time I like put something on my car and he's like, the paint job, and I was like, it's a secondhand car, Max, like it already didn't have good a paint job, like it's fine. Yeah, so me not being a car person or super into racing, it's entertaining, definitely entertaining, I will definitely give it that. I do kind of gloss over when it's describing the races happening, like they're entertaining, but I'm like, okay. Like, I can picture it all in my mind, it's all well written and all this kind of things. It's not going to get a 5-star from me. It's definitely feeling 4-star, like it is well written, it has good characters, it's really entertaining, and the plot is working for the most part. I do like Jason, who's our main character. He is very much like a hero, but not in a super cheesy way. Like, I'm kind of okay with his heroing, but I really love 2 of the side characters. One is Jason's brother, the Bug, who is his navigator in the hovercar races. Borderline autistic was used to describe the Bug in the book. I still don't know how I like that phrasing, but yes, the Bug is definitely autistic. There have been some really nice moments with it. So one of the things about the Bug is he is selectively mute and he'll only speak to Jason. And so when it's just the two of them in the car and the bug needs to give some kind of direction to Jason, or Jason needs to make sure the bug's okay, you never get dialogue from the bug, you just get Jason's reaction to it. I really, really appreciated that. The fact that, I don't know, it just further solidifies that this character is selectively mute, and it's like respectful of that. It's not trying to force the typical ideals of society onto this character. And there was this one moment where there were these kids that were going to beat up the bug, and Jason immediately like stepped in and took the punch for the bug because the bug doesn't like being touched. So Jason was like, you can hit me all you want, but you don't touch him. And I was like, sibling relationships, so cute. And I just love the fact that Jason was like, no, you can't touch him because he doesn't like to be touched. And that was just a good thing. I appreciated that. So yeah, they're very, very cute. There is also, I keep forgetting her name, but I think her name is Sally, and she's the mechanic in their little trio. I really enjoy her. She's very like strong-willed and she knows what she's doing. She stands up for what she believes in. She's a really loyal friend, and like she respects that the bug doesn't speak to her. Even though, you know, they've all grown quite close. And it was only like last night when I was reading it. So it's like towards the end of the book where the bug actually says something, and he says it to the both of them. I like that Sally didn't make it a huge deal. The fact that, you know, this is the first time the bug has spoken to her. I appreciated that. Sally's just been so like, you don't talk? Cool, that's fine. And they still are like very close friends. Like so appreciative of that. So yeah, I'm almost finished with that. So I'd like to finish Hovercar Racer today. I also would like to start Fire Force today. I keep putting it off because I know I'm going to become invested. And I don't have the mental energy to become invested in things, but I'm in the mood for this. But I also want to do my dragon riding license for Orilium. I've read one book that has a dragon in it, so I read Dragonvine, which is a How to Train Your Dragon comic. I remembered that I have another comic that I can read that is a dragons. So this is Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. This is a novelization of the first book. So this is a very beloved book series. I think it's called The Dragons of Pern. But yeah, so it's just like a comic of the first book. I tried to read the first book a few years ago and I couldn't do it. But I saw this at a secondhand shop in New Zealand and I was like, well, I need to get that. So I got it, and there are dragons, so I can definitely do that. The first volume of Fire Force. I went on Goodreads and it said the first volume was 192 pages, so I've gotten to that. Yeah, volume 2. There we go. I am not obsessed like I kind of thought I would be. It's entertaining enough. I was intrigued by what was happening. I love Atsushi Okubo's art style. It's really good. So in this is a world where spontaneous human combustion is a thing. There are people that fight those fires, and that is this Fire Force team. So there are second generation fire starters, and they can control fire. Third generation fire starters can produce their own fire. So this guy on the cover is a third generation because he can make fire come out of his feet. So he's often called the Devil's Footprints or something because he smiles when he feels awkward, which is all the time. What they do is when someone has spontaneously combusted, they kill that person, basically, in a way to like save their soul. I forgot that Atsushi Okubo can be kind of gross sometimes. And that definitely happened here. There was some fan service moments. And there was this, I'm not going to tell you what it was, but I sent it to Max. There was just this really disgusting panel. And just, it was something, the character's reaction to being around two girls that smelt pretty. And oh, it was disgusting. I'm not completely obsessed. I'll probably finish this. I don't know if I'll continue after this, but I mean, all I had to read for Orilium was the first volume, so I've done that. 4-star for this, and there's another thing that has been completed for Orilium. It's been a few days, I think. Today's the 21st. What have I been doing? Who knows? I'm also trying to update my Goodreads, because I haven't put any of the new books I've gotten in there in months, so I need to do that. But what have I done? I don't know when I last updated you. I think when I read Fire Force. I also finished Hovercar Racer. Don't know if I said I finished it, but I finished it and it got 4 stars. It was very good, very entertaining. I'm not sad that I gave away my physical copy, but it was good, very entertaining. That got a 4 stars. I also have started Sorry Bro. I think I'm only like an hour into the audiobook or something. It's going okay so far. I'm not immediately obsessed, but that's fine. It's a little cheesy, I think, so far, but entertaining enough. I'm having a good enough time. I predict this being like a 4-star, not a 5-star. It's not feeling that way right now. But yeah, I started that. I also started End Papers, and I'm like 11% of the way through, and I kind of want a DNF. I hate DNFing queer books, but sometimes you got to. I think it's the pacing. The pacing is really, really slow, and I don't care about whatever is happening so far. So I don't know if I will keep reading that or not. We shall see. The main reason I turned on the camera right now, even though I don't super have an update, is I got a package. And I know what it is. It's a cardigan that I bought from Dangerfield. It is not going to go with my current outfit because I just decided I'll be colourful for today. But I'll put it on anyways. It is, looks so good. Dangerfield. And you bet I will use this tissue paper in my journals. So good. Okay, I got it really large because I wanted it to be oversized. Let's see if it actually will be oversized. This is not going to go with my outfit at all. They are two very different vibes. But we're just gonna see. Safe to say I'm obsessed. This feels really nice too. Oh, I wish I was wearing something that wasn't a colourful tie-dye. The only colourful thing I own in my entire wardrobe, and I wore it today. But I love this. This is so, so cool. Oh, I'm gonna be wearing this forever now. I think I'm gonna do something. I've been listening to more of End Papers by Jennifer Saverin Kelly today. So I think I listened to another 11%. I'm like 2 hours into this audiobook. I have nearly 7 to go. Oh, I don't think I can do it. Like, there are definitely some interesting points that are being made about gender and sexuality, and I'm enjoying those, but it has this really melancholy, I can never say that word, melancholy? Melancholy, how do you say melancholy? So it has this really melancholy overtone and undertone and mid-tone. It's very, like, it's not sad, but it's not making me feel good. I think maybe it's because it's like a literary fiction and I don't read those, but I want a DNF. Like really badly want a DNF. So I think I might, I don't know, some bits were resonating with me. It just, I don't care. I really don't care. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the book. I think it's very much just like, we don't vibe. Like, opposites. We're two magnets that are, you know, they don't go together. Wow, you have one beer and your brain just goes off into wild places. Interesting. I think I'm going to DNF End Papers. I'm not enjoying it. I'd rather be reading other things, so I'm gonna do that. End Papers was in my Wild Form Druid TBR for Start Before Bed. How much before bed do I need to start a book? Could it just be like when the sun starts going down? Because I started reading a book today and the sun was going down when I first picked it up. And I really want to just read it, and it would be nice if that could fit a prompt. But what was that book that I started reading, you may ask? That is, not that you can see it, it's Sidetracked by S.T. Abbey, which is the second in the Mindfuck series. I'm already like 4 chapters into this. I'm 9% into this book. And I'm having a great time. Oh my gosh. I fell in love with the first book the other day. And it's a great series. What can I say? It's a great series. So far, I've only read the first one and I've just started the second one. But it's so fun. And it really is if you like Criminal Minds, you'll like the Mindfuck series. It's just good. It's a female serial killer and her FBI agent boyfriend. It's a good time. So I don't know if I can really count this towards Start Before Bed. Because I mean, I started it at like 5 o'clock. But it was getting dark. May or may not count. Probably doesn't. But that's fine. I just want to read what I want to read. I think I'm going to try and read more of this. Try and finish it tonight, or I'm just going to read more of it tonight. I'm still just trying to chill tonight. Not that I've really been doing much, but I'm just kind of done, you know? Just like lots has been happening recently. Lots more is going to be happening in the future. And I just want to like chill. So I've been watching a lot of Transformers Rescue Bots lately. And I'm having a great time. So that's kind of why I haven't been reading. It's because I've been watching Transformers Rescue Bots. Actually, I think you can still see, yeah, you can see my laptop in the background here. I paused an episode of Rescue Bots to make this update. I tried to read this. I got this much into it. It's really not much. I can't do it. I really can't. This is meant to be for my Dragon Rider training license thing. I can't do it. So this is a graphic novel version of the book Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey. I tried to read the book a couple years ago, but I could not get into the writing style. So I thought, I'll buy this and I'll read this and maybe I'll understand it better. No, the writing is like exactly the same. Like there's no introduction to the world or the characters or why anything is important. It's just throwing you in there. I was like, okay. And like the art style is fine. I just like, I can't. So, I'm not. Also on Meredith Sprint's, we were doing the blindfold character drawing, and I'm pretty proud of my little drawing there. If you couldn't guess, is Nick Nelson. For what I was thinking it would turn out to look like, it's not too bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not too bad. So that was super fun. Had such a great time. Then I also finished Sidetracked by S.T. Abbey, which is the second in the Mindfuck series. Another 5-star. I loved it. I love this series. I'm having such a good time. It's just, it's so messed up in like the best way, and I'm loving it. So like it doesn't really complete the prompt of like start a book at night, but like I'm just gonna count it, okay? Okay, I'm feeling a little stressed. I'm tired. So I've been on sprints all day today and I've got a lot done. I've had a lot of fun. It was funny. Everyone keeps saying that Max isn't real, and then he finally figured out how to fix his YouTube. So he was like commenting on the sprints this time instead of just through Discord. And then there's still this just like ongoing joke that he's not real, and he's very much playing into it, and it's very funny. So that's been fun. But I now have a headache and I had a blood nose earlier and it's still like there, which is annoying, but I have gotten some things read for Orilium. So earlier in the day, I think you would have seen in the B-roll that I started Happy Head. I got to 116 pages of this and I'm like, what is this about? It's very odd. Had to delete some stuff off my SD card. But, oh my gosh, that scared the shit out of me. My phone just buzzed. Oh my god. Oh, that was Kirsty. Oh my god, I was terrified. So yeah, a bunch of teenagers go somewhere and they are now a part of this experiment called Happy Head, where it's like just trying to make people happy in a really strange way. It has a dystopian vibe to it because of how these adults that are running the experiment are treating everyone, and it's odd. The main character is queer, and I'm just about to get into the stuff where we get a bit of like hint reveal about what is happening. It's weird and entertaining. The audiobook is really good. I'm having a good time with that. I'm not sure how I'm liking it, but I am reading this, and I'm reading this for debut book. I've at least started that, which is good. I did also read Beauty's Beast by St. Lin. This was the last one I needed to read in the Black Trans Fairy Tales, and I was reading Beauty's Beast for random color generator because the color was green, and this is green. So I did finish reading this. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed this as a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was really soft and sweet and empowering. Like, Belle was the main character. She did have main character energy. She was powerful, and she not like took power for herself, but you know, she grew in this book, and she knew her worth and let other people know her worth, type of thing. And it was just really, really well done. I liked that, and I liked her relationship with her dad and how he was like a vital part in this story. The fact that this wasn't a romance, it was not a romance between Belle and the Beast, it was about friendship. The Beast looked totally different than he does in the movies, which was awesome. The Beast in this is non-binary, and they use they them pronouns, which was awesome. I loved that, and everyone just like went with it. There was no issues about the pronoun use. That was amazing. The Beast, whose name is Quinn, they couldn't speak because they have kind of like a goat's head with like lion teeth in a way. They can't speak because of all of that. And so they use sign language, which is really, really cool. And so like you see some of that in the story. It's not particularly detailed, but there are some good little bits in there, so that's, I don't know, it was good. It was a really interesting addition to the story. I enjoyed it. Then just the way Belle pulled one over on Gaston was awesome. I really loved everything she did to Gaston. It was awesome. Like, I don't want to spoil the ending, but what happens with the magic, like, and the curse that was placed on Quinn and their staff, really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really special thing that happened. There is also some talk about like depression in this, and that was really well done, and just, it was a good time. I had fun. Sorry, my brain is just like, it's not even like it's sore. Like, a little bit of it is sore, but like nothing's happening. I don't know why I'm feeling emotional right now. I don't know what's happening. I need to go to sleep, I think. Luckily we're on the last sprint, and then I can go to bed, because like, I wouldn't even call this a migraine, but it's just sore and nothing. Don't know what's happening. Had a good time with this. Gave this one 4 stars, gave this one 4 stars, gave this one 3 stars. So overall it is a 4-star book, because Cinderella was a very high 4-star. Beauty's Beast was a pretty mid 4-star, and Mermaid was, I think, a pretty mid 3-star as well. So I've done that, and that was really good. So I have to finish Happy Head. I have to finish Sorry Bro, which is also for a debut book. And I have to start and finish Hideout, which, like, I've left till last because that's the one I'm most excited for. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'm about to get just like emotional because I don't know what's happening with my head. I think I wouldn't be feeling as emotional if it wasn't like my head's feeling weird and I had the blood nose. The fact that the blood nose came into it is just throwing me off my game, I think. Not because, like, I'm fine with blood. Blood nose doesn't worry me ever. Just the fact that I had the blood nose and my head started hurting. Just those in combination, and like your brain immediately sees not great things, you know? So my brain's doing things and I'm not a fan. Editing Wren, and It's been a very long time since I filmed clips for this Orilium vlog. I did not get this video out on time, and then when I was editing it and trying to put it up, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, so I thought I wasn't going to put this video up. But, you know, I've got all the footage, I might as well put it up. So it's going up very, very late. But yeah, I didn't do an outro to this vlog. Orilium, I did have a really good time, despite what that last clip might have seemed like. I was having some health things. I always am. I have chronic health issues. It's fine. But yeah, I finished most of Orilium. I did not get to Hideout, which is sad. I'm going to try and get to that this month, because I just want to. So if I get to that this month, I'll consider Wild Form Druid complete. But I completed the rest of my Orilium TBR. I also did not get to a second book for my dragon riding license, and I didn't watch a movie or TV show that had a dragon in it either. So if I get to something this month, maybe I'll consider that completed. I don't really know. But for the most part, I did Orilium. It was good. Now I'm in the midst of several readathons. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.